Hi, I'm Billy Mitchell, and you're watching bwaySHO.
Pew, pew, pew! Hey everyone, Shoshana here with Billy Mitchell with villain DeBlanks coming to Green Room 42. I'm so excited to be chatting with you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. It was supposed to rain. It's not raining. This is awesome.
Good news. I always love when you're overly prepared for the rain.
Yes.
So we will be overly prepared for this Green Room 42 concert. Tell us about it.
Yes, please. Not a concert. It's a comedy show.
Comedy show.
So it is. It's a little bit of comedy. It's a little bit of improv. It's a whole lot of awesome. I'm doing a residency right now monthly at the Green Room, and the benefit is the proceeds are benefiting Reading is Fundamental. Speaking is also fundamental.
I feel that.
And the next one, we just did one in September. The next one is on Tuesday, the 18th, with Randy Graff, Tony winner Randy Graff, 3-time Tony nominee Mark Kudish, I think Outer Critics Circle Award winner Jennifer Van Dyke. Oh my God, who's my other lady? Geneva Carr, who's awesome. She was star of Bull. She was in Hand to God. Arnie Burton, who was in 39 Steps and Peter and the Starcatcher. And Tob Wonapane, who was in Spelling Bee and Grease and Chicago and Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt and a bunch of stuff. The 6 of them are amazing. I think 4 of them have done the show. Arnie and Jennifer have never done the show. And it's hijinks. It's hijinks and shenanigans. So
I absolutely love it. I watched the video from the last time and it just looks like a blast. Like everyone is just having a good time. And this is kind of my vibe for the theater recently is, don't we just need a good time?
Yes. It is adult language and juvenile behavior. That is what it is. That is
perfect tagline.
The goal for the night is adult language, juvenile behavior, 100%.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about how it works and the audience participation.
So it's 3 acts. It's very short, but it's 3 acts. So the first act, the cast comes out into the audience. If you don't know what Mad Libs is, Google it right now. We'll wait. So Mad Libs is a fun game. I don't know if do you know what Mad Libs is?
Oh, big fan.
Okay.
Big fan.
So it's like instead of wearing a red and black checkered shirt, I'm wearing an adjective shirt, and you fill it in, but you don't know the sentence. So it could be pink, or it could be thorny, or it could be any adjective. Moist, everyone's favorite.
Everyone loves moist. How often?
Regularly.
Good job, everyone.
Often moist. So so that's what happens at the beginning. So the script, I should have actually started. The script is missing about 1/3 of the words.
Perfect.
And there's
1/3,
nouns,
3 acts.
adjectives, cities, numbers, all that kind of stuff. So the cast goes out, they fill in their scripts, much like you with the Mad Libs pad, and then they get up on stage, and then they sit there cold, and they read this script. Now, what makes it super delightful is your words are not in my script. Mine just says noun, where you have black dress. So you're saying the word, and as I'm reading along like a good actor, listening and reading and responding to you, I do not know what you're going to say. You do not know what I'm going to say. We don't know what the other 4 people are going to say.
Oh my God.
It is serious shenanigans and super delightful, and the audience really controls the tone of the night. Like without question, the audience is in charge. And then it's a whodunit. So at the end of that reading, we're like, well, who did it? And then there's ballots on the tables. So myself and my buddy George run around collecting ballots, and then I count them out loud because transparency is important.
Very important for ballot counting.
So I count them out loud with the audience, and then one of the 6 has done it, and then there's like a 3-page ridiculous little confession for whoever is guilty, and then we're done.
Oh my God.
But what makes it delightful is I get a lot of musical theater people, like this lineup. I think Jennifer Van Dyke and Geneva might be the only non-musical people. But they don't have to warm up. They don't have to come to a sound check. They literally show up in the rain or shine, and they get handed a book that most of them have never seen unless they've done the show before. And then we just do it. So it's a lot of hijinks. But there is a script, so it's not improv. So the actors have a little safety net.
Cool.
In that, like, we're all on page 18 right now. So like there's something there.
Yeah. Well,
that's how that works.
This sounds so perfect. And like, especially for October, it really feels like it's all coming together. Like, if you can't make it this time and you're going next time, it's going to be just as fabulous. But right now, I've been in such a like spooky spirit and the whodunit of it all. What else do you want to say to all the fans out there?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. Well, I will say this. I will say if you've seen the show, please come back again. It is literally different every single time. I've seen it, I don't know how many times at this point. I've been doing it for about 8 years now.
Wow.
And not regularly, but you know, a couple of years we just did one a year. We did like a big event for ASPCA or the ACLU or that kind of thing. Or other times we've done We did weekly run for a little while at the Green Room about 5 years ago, and that was a lot, because it's 6 people.
That's a lot.
Every week. It's kind of a volunteer gig on their side, so it's me sending out 85 emails to get 6 individuals any one night. You don't want to hear about that part. But so what I would say is we're monthly, we're at the Green Room. I do not make money off of this. The cast does not get paid for this. The proceeds go to benefit RIF, riff.org. Look that up too, Google, we'll wait. And they're amazing, and it's all about literacy for kids.
Love that.
So we go in acting like a bunch of kids / assholes, quite honestly. And yeah, and it's that's what it is. And the cast are great. The cast last month was amazing. The cast I just named is amazing. The November cast is my first ever all-male cast.
Oh.
The last time we were at Green Room, and this is literally because schedules align that way, like I didn't set out to do it. We had an all-female cast a few years ago too, because that's who was available. Like, come on in. December, we have some amazing people confirmed. And January is the last date we're currently booked, so we're just hoping to get the momentum. So for us to get momentum, we need you. And we need you, and this is amazing, so thank you for sharing your platform with me.
Yeah, thanks for chatting. I want to hear, like, how did this get started? How did you think of this?
Oh dear, so about a decade ago, I was working with a little theater out in Jersey City.
Yep.
And I wrote 3 or 4 seasons of children's theater.
Oh, amazing.
And I'm a word nerd, I'm a literacy person, like I love all of that nonsense. And Jersey City grade school kids especially have a very robust ESL program and a lot of mother tongues to ESL from. So I was like, well, this would be kind of fun, because we did like a Grimm Brothers thing. We did I didn't do any things you've heard of. They were all sort of original, or they were like a weird left turn from something you've heard of. But so this was like, I kind of want to do this, and I was very fortunate to have a team of actor friends who would do anything I wrote for them.
I love that.
I would be like, hey, I had this idea, and they're like, okay, cool. And then a few weeks later, I'd show up with a script, and that's what we would start with. So they were super fundamental in having this thing created. But so we did it for kids, and it was amazing, and the kids loved it, because what 9-year-old boy doesn't want to look at an adult and say fart for a noun? We all do.
It's perfect. Fart and moist, I have to, but not together.
And it'll happen. It'll happen. And so that's how it started. It started as a thing for kids. And so when we were rehearsing it with only adults, things got bluer and bluer.
I could only
in the
imagine.
empty room. There were no children around. No children were harmed. And so we did it a couple of times out there, and then that was it. And it sat for a couple of years. And I thought to myself, how fun would this be in a 2-drink venue?
Oh.
And I was right. It was fun. So I called up Tom Viola. And 8 years ago, I just found the pictures literally last night or 2 nights ago. 8 years ago, we did 3 in a row at 54 Below for Broadway Cares. It was our inaugural thing. It was Thursday nights at 11 or 11:30. It was the most ridiculous time slot. We had so my very, very, very first cast was Barrett Foa, Ryan Redman, Bobby Cronin, Leslie Margarita, Nancy Opal, and Bernard Dotson. Broadway royalty.
Oh my God.
They've all gone on to do TV and winning awards and doing amazing, they're all just amazing people. But the momentum of that level of talent is what keeps this thing insanely fun.
Totally.
So I do it as benefits, I get amazing people.
Win-win.
Yeah, 100%. And I would love to do something else with it at some point.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be great to do a tour. It'd be great to do a sit down somewhere. It'd be great if someone with money wanted to produce it.
Vegas regular.
What's your bank account like, Shoshana?
Famously so high.
Okay, cool.
So,
the production value here, your set and your location is ridiculous.
These microphones, this phone camera.
But they only work when they're out.
No, don't.
That's not true.
They do, but they're a little muffled. So, lastly, are there any crazy stories that you want to share from this?
Oh, crazy stories.
We love crazy stories.
Oh dear. So, my sort of guardian angel through a good chunk of this has been Brenda Braxton. You may know her as Tony nominee Brenda Braxton. She was in Smokey Joe, she was in Chicago, she's phenomenal. She's on The Good Fight. She's a regular character thing with Good Fight. She's magical. So she cannot keep a straight face when things are funny, is what the truth is. I'm sorry, Brenda. So we were doing, it was this amazing lineup of folks at 54 Below. And do you know who Angela Robinson is? So Angela Robinson, glorious actress, just an absolute, princess doll, and she was playing some horrible icy bitch on a Tyler Perry show at the time.
Oh,
so everyone thought she was so evil. And I met her, I was like, oh my God, this woman is like sunshine and roses. So somehow, in the course of how Mad Libs works, no, this is not a copyright thing, it's mine, it's DeBlanks.
Yes,
and
exactly.
The way DeBlanks works, poor Angela Robinson had something to do with a phrase that involved surfing on urine. And it's just, somehow they lined up in her, and Brenda launched red wine out of her nose.
Yes.
Now, I and my stage manager, George, who I mentioned before, were laughing at the line, and then we heard gasps, and we looked up, and all we see is Brenda with her head down, and I was like, did she chip a tooth? Like, what happened? Like, what happened up here? So we paused for a moment, I ran up, the script is covered in wine. We had to get a bar rag to clean her up.
God.
It was literally amazing. Carly Hughes, who was in Beautiful and a bunch of stuff, and then she was on American Housewife, was that the name of that show? For a few years. She's also phenomenal, lovely girl. She pulls out her glasses and the bow falls off in the same, like within moments of each other. So then she's pulling out her glasses and she has to change hands because this side, no bow. This side has a bow. If you flip through some of the pictures on the website, you'll see. Like, there's some of them got captured by Michael Hull and other like
Big
amazing photographers out here. What were some other good ones? Barrett Foa has done the show probably 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
So he knows. So what's fun once you've done it is you can show up and just ride it.
Yeah.
Like you can just cut loose and have a great time. For the people doing it the first time, they're sort of like, what have I said yes to?
Yeah, exactly.
Beth Level said yes to this. She didn't know what Mad Libs was. She had no idea what she'd said yes to. She just showed up with 2 costume options.
I want this so badly.
And that was down at Joe's Pub. It was phenomenal. She found a drink ticket later in her little glitter, whatever that's called, like a tube dress. Like, I don't even know what it was. It was amazing. So, she's amazing. So, Barrett Foa, I have a space version, which I'm working on reworking.
Whoa.
Because it was too much like a radio play. It was very confusing for the actors. It was a lot. So, it was still funny-ish to me, but it wasn't a successful evening. We gave it a try. But Barrett, knowing that the classic villain DeBlanks, which he had done a couple of times, and now we're doing this space one, he's like, oh, he's ready. So he shows up and he's like, in his little Barrett Foa, like just khakis
with a
and
boa
shirt, whatever. Like, no, he's just looking totally chill. And I was like, oh, whatever. The second we start the reading, he takes all of it off and he's wearing like a prism glitter onesie.
Yes.
It sort of looks like a spacesuit.
Yes.
It was magical. So yeah, there are times when the cast surprises me. There are times when the audience input surprises the cast. There are times when just all of us are surprised because someone turns 2 pages. Or when they're getting words at the beginning, they skip a whole page.
Amazing.
That just happened last month. Natalie Douglas, who's like an 11-time MAC Award winner or 13-time MAC Award winner. She was in the show in September, and she has sort of a speech. There's not a lot of speeches in the show, but some of them are delightful because it's a lot of words. And she just, when she was getting the words at the beginning, 2 pages stuck together. So live in the room, she then was like getting things and filling it in, and then someone started a chant in the back of the room, read it again. So then she read the whole page and a half all over again to tears and cheers, and it was delightful.
I love this. This sounds...
Yeah, it's ridiculous and it's so fun.
So
and
great.
We've intentionally gone with essentially the lowest price tier we can.
Love that.
Because I want people to come every month.
Yes.
I want people to come and enjoy it and not be worried like, oh, this is gonna be a $90 night. It should not be a $90 night.
No. Make theater accessible.
Yes, well, but also, so an unusual thing with the green room is that if you buy a $15 ticket, you're paying $25 because they pad in, instead of a $10 minimum, it's a $10 voucher toward food and drink. So once you know that, then you spent your $25 and that's all you have to spend.
Exactly.
Now you can buy a couple of drinks, you can buy fries or dinner or whatever the heck you want, that's fine. And $10 comes off of that
Love
tab
that.
because you've already spent the $25.
Yeah.
So it really, like we've intentionally done that because I want people to come, I want them to come and have a good time. I don't want them to sit there thinking, what is this nonsense and why was it $150? That's later. But it's
post-show.
That's what I want it to be. I want it
that.
to be light and fun. I want to give as much money to Riff as I can without taking money from people who don't have it to give.
All the right things.
One last thing. I have no idea how long we have for this.
Yeah,
also,
just
I'm not wearing it now. So we being me and the voices in my head, I wrote the press release and I was like, I'm going to donate proceeds to Riff.
Yeah.
I just decided I was going to do it because I remember it from my childhood.
Yeah.
Riff and Scholastic, because they brought books into it, you know?
Yes.
And they're awesome people, and they're a really amazing little organization, and they're not huge and sprawling. They're based out of DC. They've got some local offices, but they're really kind of a tight group of people. And so I was like, I'm going to do that. So somehow, through the magic of Google Alerts, they found out that I released this press release, and then their vice president of marketing or membership or something reached out to me, this lovely guy named Brian, and now they've done an email for me this week to their local donors.
That's amazing.
And so they're sort of giving back to me in a way to support the show with the hopes that I can give them more money from the show. So it's kind of a nice operation.
Awesome.
And they're great people.
Yeah, well, that's a great way to tie it all together.
Yeah.
Lastly, where can people find you and DeBlanks on socials?
DeBlanks sounds like fill in the blanks. VILLAIN, like villain. DeBlanks, DEBLANKS, fill in the blanks. We're villaindeblanks.com. On Facebook and Insta, we are at villaindeblanks. The only weird one is Twitter. It's VDeBlanks.
Oh.
Because I think when I started it, I thought you had to do a shorter handle for Twitter.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't care. I do nothing on Twitter.
But you did
can
it.
Find me there, but you won't see
it.
much.
And you can find me at bwaySHO. That's bwaySHO.
Yeah.
Thanks for chatting today.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you. See you at the show.